episodes. This is crazy. So we've got a couple big scandals to talk about, which is always fun because I'm a messy bitch who lives for drama.
I'm not.
Number one, so SM has been fined 20 billion won for tax evasion.
That's like $8
Okay, I
million.
didn't do the conversion, so I'm glad you said that. That's a lot of money.
18.
Yes, so that's a lot. Uh, and
18
$18
million?
million.
18 million.
So the question
Wow.
is, are we getting an EXO, Red Velvet, or NCT comeback out of this?
Damn.
Oh no,
Or
that's
to
insane.
get more money, I hope they just don't go the other way and cut back on
Well,
things.
they
That's what I
always
was
do a
thinking,
comeback to
too.
cover up their scandals. Red Velvet debuted as a cover up for a scandal, actually, in 2014. So
Of course.
I'm hoping that sets a precedent, and they know that the girls can bring up their reputation real quick.
Might actually, you make a really great point, especially because even though they're technically in debt, they can more than afford it because SM is
Yeah,
rich. I mean, more than
yeah, exactly.
exorbitant.
They have to pay that by what, the
Yep.
31st of March?
Wow.
And my thing is, why would he do that?
The reason why all rich people do that.
That's what I was gonna
They
say.
really just think they could get away with
That's
it.
what
That's what rich people do. They could easily afford it.
Watch
Effed
Big
up.
Hit get in a scandal, and then I'll be like, embarrassing. For right now,
Yeah.
I'm chilling.
As long as our faves aren't doing that, I think I'm okay.
Yeah, as long as Red Velvet's good, as long as EXO's good, as long as Kai and Taemin's are
Yeah.
good.
I just want to see
I'm good.
LSM
Like-
walk up to Irene's door like, "Let me in! Let me in! We need you! I'm sorry!" Okay. Next point of business. Oh, I forgot to mention, Blackpink's concert generated 40 billion won off of ticket sales. I would talk about the concert, but I went to buy my ticket and I was 10 minutes late, so I did not get to watch Blackpink the show. If anyone has a link to the full thing, they made 40 billion won off of it. Do not feel guilty sharing it with me.
Was this
during
topic?
the 17 concert? I literally woke up at 4 a.m. and like realized that it was on, and I was like, "Help us!"
Yeah, I tweeted the same thing and
Did they
nobody
actually
helped.
I watched it.
Did you just?
I was late, but I got in there. I was in there. I saw Mingyu with his green hair before everyone else.
Green.
It's like turquoise green, like a CE kind of green color for their like comeback.
I have a question for
Yes.
Olivia. Did you put this topic in here to advertise you getting a
No,
link
I actually
to
thought
this
about it
concert?
last minute, but I thought it was interesting that they made 40 billion won. That's a ton of money. But also,
That's
every
lot
ticket was
of
$30, so
Oh,
yeah. But
wow.
it still was a lot
Yeah.
to be, what? So it'd be twice 18 million. What's that? Can't do math good.
None of us can.
$36 million. That's a lot of
Well,
money.
Oh, actually,
That's
some
a
of us.
lot of money.
I can't.
I'm just mad though.
We haven't done math. Side note to our viewers, we haven't really done math like in a
Since
school
high
setting
school.
for for the past 4 to 5, 4 years
Yeah.
that we've known each other. We haven't done
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
we're really bad
That's
at
why
it.
we do film.
I feel kind of
Yeah, look at you. You know that.
because I can do 18
Hey,
times.
I'm just mostly
Dude.
mad though because I missed Rosé's song. I really wanted to see it.
Every filmmaker is like, oh my god, 18. Well, we're like
We're like,
18 times 2.
oh,
You're a
damn, that's some
genius.
big math
Damn.
numbers right there.
Right? Oh my
Oh my
god.
That's so embarrassing.
I know.
Okay, well, the big news, K-pop Sundays, things that kind of blow up. We got 2 racism scandals, 2 huge ones. One a lot bigger than the other, so I'll start with the smaller one. Hyunjin from...
Well, does that count as racism? I thought anti-Semitism was... It's fine. We'll talk about that later.
I mean, both are bad, and both are about prejudice, and, and it's not like Nazis liked black people particularly either, so...
That's very true.
Hyunjin from Stray Kids, lyrics that he had written when he was 13 years old came out, and there was, like, a lot of N-words, a lot of references to darker Asian people, South Asian people. There were, ableist slurs, fat phobia. So yeah, angry 13-year-old. If he was white, might have picked up a gun. Who knows? Then a member of G-Friend took a selfie with a Nazi statue at a museum, but like her like kissing it and like being cute with it. And then it came out that Sin B, the rapper from G-Friend, had this member, I forgot her name, but I know it starts with, it's Kim something. So she had her saved in her phone as Kittler. Yeah.
What?
So either she has a Nazi fascination, which makes this like a million times worse, or she's a bitch. So either way, this isn't looking good for her.
So, anti-Semitism, terrible.
But,
fetishizing people who commit genocide.
Yeah. And, it was bad. And it was in, like, every major publication around the world. It wasn't just like in Koreaboo or something. It was on the BBC. It was on CNN, LA Times, New York Times.
Yeah,
I mean, this was a huge controversy, especially considering the fact that Pledis Entertainment is under big hit, which meant a lot of journalists who don't feel like doing their research on K-pop threw BTS under the bus for this as well, and claimed that BTS was doing similar things.
Yeah.
Which they have apologized for how many times, and we'll just never let them get over it because they're the biggest group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't really done anything anti-Semitic. There was one controversy, because I looked it up after you said they included BTS in it, where they were doing a photo shoot, and they put, it wasn't a Nazi hat, it just kind of looked like one. I don't know how to describe it. There was no Nazi symbolism or anything on it, but it was like in the fashion of a hat.
Yeah.
That, I don't know. Something about it seemed like really
People
weird,
started photoshopping the Nazi
associated.
symbol onto it, though, which was kind of fucked up.
Yeah, exactly, which is why they got in a lot of trouble for that. But I do believe they apologized for that, and it was like early in their career, like 2013. And again, it wasn't directly associated with any Nazi paraphernalia organization. It was more made to be that way than it actually happened. And so yeah, like that's. But of course, since G-Friend is under Pledis, which is now owned by Big Hit, of course they were gonna throw them in there. To be honest, when most things go down in the K-pop world, no matter what it is, they're like, and
yeah, especially in the Western
including
media.
All the fandom. The fan wars, like people are like, okay, but RM, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah. So, I think the craziest thing to me about it, besides the fact that it happened, because what can I say? That shit's bad. Is the defense of these actions has been ridiculous. People have claimed, how would you recognize if that was a Nazi uniform if you saw it? I was like, I don't know, maybe the swastika? And the fact that it was in a World War II museum? I don't know. Those are pretty big clues, right? Also, the fact that the Korean school system is one of the best in the world. They learn about World War II, okay? They know. It's not like they weren't involved.
But apparently, we talked about previously how they have, like, Hitler-themed bars and Nazi-themed bars in South Korea.
And that's kind of like...
And that
blew my... Yeah, that was crazy. It was kind of like, oh, this is a famous Westerner or blah, blah, blah. But we can't let them feign ignorance anymore. I've seen plenty of people who grew up in Korea being like, we learned about World War II. We learned about all of this. This isn't... You know what I mean? Like, stop letting us get away with this stuff by acting dumb. Same with the...
It's not even just...
Oh, no, you go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I was just making a point that it's not just even the fans that are trying to feign ignorance. I kind of feel like some idols have done that as well, and they've set a precedent for their fans to do that. Because they're like, oh, I didn't know. Because I feel like a lot of these scandals have been going on since they started promotion in the West. So I just feel like they were like, I wouldn't know about that or blah, blah, blah. I don't know. If it came from them or the fans,
yeah, and weird, I saw another person on Twitter say, we learned about the transatlantic slave trade in high school. You know, we learned about America's issues with racism. It may not have been the most specific, you know, or the most detailed dive into American racism as... Actually, you know what? It probably was about the same as the American public school system's dive into American racism.
Exactly.
But, because we don't teach that shit either. But, you know, without knowing necessarily, you know, all the nuance of it, they still know it exists. And a lot of Koreans have family in the United States as well, who have experienced this stuff firsthand. I think we gotta stop letting them make ignorance an excuse. It's not.
Yeah. And even, like, during Black Lives Matter, a lot of people were like, well, how would we know about this issue? And I'm like, we see your news crews are here. Like, they were here.
Yeah.
You have global news channels too. Like, we know this. We know you see. And as much as it blows up here, like, other countries are aware. And it's not that just racism happens here in America. Even, like, Black Lives Matter happened here in America. That was a global thing. There were protests in every country.
Absolutely.
Like, or a vast majority of them. So it's like, I don't want to hear this. Like, I don't want to hear.
And even in countries without a lot of black people, there were protests outside of, like, the U.S. Embassy, or, you know what I mean? Like, there were people supporting it, the movement, all over the world, even if there weren't a lot of black people in their countries. And there was even a massive protest in Seoul about it. So for them to pretend like they don't know that this stuff is going on is weird. Another problem I'm having with the defense of this is that they keep bringing up old issues that people have apologized for before. Everyone's always like, what about RM? What about RM? And then another one is always, what about Wendy? What about Wendy? Now RM had a big public written apology. Well, he did a V Live apology. And then Wendy apparently apologized at a fan sign in Chicago about it. And it was, 2014 for both of them? So, it's been...
Yeah. RM was 2014.
Okay, yeah, it was 2014 for Wendy the first time she apologized for it, and then it was 2018, I guess. But I think she apologized at the fan sign in 2018. The point being, the way to defend your idol, first of all, just, if they're taking accountability for it, let them take accountability for it. You don't have to clear the searches or any of that stuff. And you don't have to bring up other people. You know what I mean? Two wrongs don't make a right. And
yeah, and you can always choose. You're allowed, whoever you are, whoever your favorite is, you're allowed to, like, accept, the apologies that you feel are fair or valid or sincere. Like, if you don't accept someone's apology, fine, but you can't go around and punish everyone else who has accepted a sincere apology from that idol. Like, if their apology is literally ass, like they don't care at all. If they are eating, that happened once, when they're eating during the apology, fucking munching away, obviously I'm gonna be like, no, fuck you. But like, if they come forward, they give an honest apology, they're honest about the mistake they made, they can actually tell you the mistake they made and why. That's always an important thing in an apology. If they were like, I was really wrong for doing that, I shouldn't have done it because, or I was ignorant of this, but now I am going to do better, and they never do it again, you can't really hold that against them.
Yeah.
And so, like, with Hans, because that actually, has to do with Black people and us as Black people, I was never deep into Stray Kids. I will admit that my favorite in Stray Kids were definitely Bangchan and Han, though. So it was really shocking for me to hear that. Bangchan was a few years ago, and they have come out with a company apology for him, and then Han did a personal apology that he released, handwritten, on Instagram. I personally, like, I'm not going to say everything's clear or everything's not clear. I think that everyone has to accept the apology in their own time. Like, I fully believe that Han 13 years ago is a different 7 years ago is a different person than now. Like, 13 and 20 are completely different life experiences and, like, everything. But I will say that the fact that he he wrote so much negativity into his rap, and that he used the N-word in the South Korean word and the American word, and he used it in the right context or in a very, like, specific context, it was really weird to me. But, like, I would say that was clear racism in that case. Like, it wasn't a mistake. It wasn't like, whoops, I accidentally said the N-word. It was a very clear intent and use of the N-word, which I think is very different from what usually occurs. Usually I think it's like, I don't know, they're so far removed from Black people and Black culture that maybe they don't understand the full extent or context of that word. So, like, they're rapping along to a song and say it. But, like, the fact that he wrote those lyrics, I think, is what was most concerning to a lot of Black stays. Or at least that's what I saw on Twitter. And, again, no one can tell you whether to accept it or not, or move on for it or not. He did take accountability for it. He apologized. He said he's different. It's been 7 years. And the behavior we've seen of him since, it hasn't been very concerning. So moving forward, just see where it goes and check how you feel. And if you can live with that, cool. If you can't, I just move on.
Yeah, I think he'll probably be able to move on with it because he's a guy. I think Wendy, on the other hand, is probably going to get beat up for this shit forever. Just because, I don't know.
By her own... Do you think that's their fandom?
It's other fandoms. It's never... Red Velvet fans acknowledge it. They know that it's happened. We've been over it like a million times. But I think...
Yeah, it's the same case.
Yeah, it's like...
And
I think it's because BTS is the biggest. I think it's because, I think Wendy being a woman is another thing. But for me, when I found that out, kind of like when I was first getting into Red Velvet, you know, I was pretty shocked. I was pretty hurt. But I also remembered all of the, like, horrible men in all art that I'm really a fan of.
Yeah.
And I was like, I
agree.
like, you know, Picasso tortured women, Stanley Kubrick tortured his actors, you know, Kanye West is Kanye West. John Lennon, you know, all these people, all these tortured men, you know, we've kind of let them as a society get away with that kind of stuff, and they didn't apologize, and Wendy did, so I was like, okay, you know, I will.
Good.
Yeah,
I agree.
I definitely agree. Women always take our like society's way harder on women when it comes to any issue, if I'm honest.
Any mistake.
Mm-hmm.
But G-Friend Girl, she kind of hid behind her company and didn't really do much. So I don't think she...
So wait.
There was a company one, not anything from her directly. Yeah. But they've also...
That's very embarrassing.
They've also done so much. G-Friend's been guilty of a lot, right?
I have no idea. I know nothing about G-Friend. If I'm honest, the only thing I knew about, like, anything to do with Cletus is
That's
17.
Fair. That's fair.
So,
yeah.
Like, I have no idea who G-Friend is. I couldn't even name one of their songs.
I've heard a scandal. I've heard other scandals from G-Friend, G-Idol, Mamamoo. Pretty much every other girls group that isn't one of the ones that I already like ITZY, Red Velvet, Twice, Blackpink. Pretty much all the other ones I've heard something about. And either no apology or some kind of lazy apology. So I'm not super surprised with G-Friend. It is disappointing to see, but, you know.
I was surprised. Schmoozing over a Nazi is kind of a big deal. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but, like, here in America, if you ask for a birthday cake with the name, like, Adolf Hitler on it, you will end up on the news. Because people will think you're insane and something's wrong with you. Like, you will end up.
Yeah, there was like a white supremacist couple that named their kids Aryan and Adolf. And obviously their kids got taken away by Child Protective Services.
Exactly, that happened in New York. And the New York bakery was like, we're not doing that. Are you insane? And then it, you know, became like a whole national scandal. So, yeah, like, we don't fuck with Nazis.
Well, I mean, we're starting to fuck with them a little more. A little too much in America now.
That's the Trumpies. That's not...
That is not us, but...
That's Trump supporters. That's not us. That's not black people. The Nazis like us either.
They got their inspiration from American slave codes. Fun facts of the day.
Yep. Slave codes and Jim Crow laws. And isn't there a thing where they said the Jim Crow laws were too hard?
I don't know about that.
I know they used them at a model, and in one of them, they at some meeting, some Nazi meeting, I'm not sure. Okay, I remember this from my European history class that I actually took in the Netherlands, but I don't remember the exact meeting date. But, like, there was a whole thing where they were looking at the Jim Crow laws to see what they wanted to take from the foundation of racism for their anti-Semitic behavior.
That's just crazy.
You know.
So, yeah, I think that's the reason why it really blew up on international news, too, was because all these Western countries were like, wait a minute, a Nazi? That should be the obvious one. I mean, we still bitching and moaning about that Confederate flag and everything, but for the most part, I think people know that, like, a swastika is bad. There's, like, a World War II movie every year for that reason.
When I tell you we learned about the Holocaust every year in school, like every single year we relearn it. And I would just like to point out that we don't relearn like slavery and a bunch of stuff, but we do relearn the Holocaust
Yeah,
every single year.
agree. There's a reason why it was such a big deal. And it was in every news outlet.
Yeah. I mean, there's still people that deny that it didn't happen, which is fucking crazy. It's the most researched event in human history. But, yeah, anyways, moving on. We've got 2 music videos to react to. If y'all head over to Metastream. First, we've got Jackson Wang's new song called Alone, which is a bit of a ballad. I'm not gonna say.
I think I've heard it already. It's okay. I mean, it's pretty good. It'll be fine, basically.
I said to Skylar that this sounded like Jackson's attempt at doing Juice WRLD.
Okay. Tell me why I heard it as an attempt to do Post Malone.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, I hear that too.
It's the way he's singing, like the beginning was like, no, and then he said enemies, and I was like, oh shit, enemies alone?
Yeah, I feel like I've heard him try to tap into more of a Post Malone sound too.
Yeah.
I think so. Even before this. I don't know.
No, that makes sense. I was hearing something like that, like those sad kind of auto-tune songs. I fall apart.
Yeah, not trying to say, just saying maybe some similarities. Not trying to say that he's jacking.
No, it's just like
style
similar
or something like that.
Yeah, no, vocally, I don't know. There's something there, but it's not a bad thing.
He looks good though. I know, right?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes his outfit can be a little interesting, but his face,
always, and the hair too.
Okay, see now I'm getting a very Post Malone vibe, like the video too, because of like the leather. Dystopia.
The Olympics thing though, that matches his tattoo, right?
Yeah.
2008. That was the best Olympics I've lived through, I feel like. That was sick. Though London was pretty great because they brought back the Spice Girls.
I will say, where are we in the music?
Is this the end? There's like no...
I don't know, but not much happened.
Oh, there's like a minute left.
Something gonna happen?
There's kind of like no rise and fall. You know what I mean? Like, I can't tell the difference between the chorus and the verse.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm very confused by this. I don't really know what I just watched.
Sad Jackson.
Only because there was no storyline.
Maybe we should have turned on the closed captions.
Okay, wait, let me read this.
On the closed captions.
Help us walk the road we're taking.
But also, I don't think that the lyrics helped with to explain the video. I just think the video. I've seen videos like that before. I thought it fit with it. It was fine. Second listen, I like the song more. And I think it's cool that he did a ballad, especially one that doesn't sound like just like an OST.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really, it was cool. Yeah. It
So
was.
if we rank our favorite Jackson Wang solo song,
Ooh, I tried to pause it.
Mhm. And the song with 88 Rising that I like too.
Oh, the one he did with Joji?
And yeah, that one's cool. But he has another
okay.
one. But I guess the other one was Joji. Maybe two, both of the ones he did with 88 Rising on their album. And there's another song he has on the same album as Unless I'm With You. What about you guys?
I only really know Pretty
The ones
Please,
that
so that's my favorite.
the ones, well, Pretty Please is good. The ones that I've seen, it's definitely Pretty Please. But then I see the thing that's throwing me off is there was no like storyline in the music video. But in terms of songs, I liked this more than 100 Ways and
I don't
more
like
than Bullet to the Heart.
See, I have heard 100 Ways, and there's a Paul Simon song called 100 Ways to Leave Your Lover. And so obviously, like, I'm like, in my brain, I'm like always comparing the two, even though they just, they just have the same thing. So I'm like, I like the Paul Simon song a lot better. But
I also think Titanic is a good one. That's a good song. The one
I
he
know
got with Rich Brian.
Is that the one with who's in that?
Rich Brian.
Yes.
Let's see.
I don't remember the one that well though, because when I think of Jackson, I really think of his like solo works. And Papio, I don't know where I would.
That's the solo work. I mean, yeah, he has some other songs. I mean, I think maybe like one.
Is that Papio?
Yeah, that's the one. He has some other songs, maybe like one or two that I think are cool, but yeah, I have to say Pretty Please is number one as well.
I want to hear him do some melodic rap. Like, I don't know. He can sing fine, but I want to hear him do some melodic rap.
I just want him to do another music video like Pretty Please where he's dancing and looking sexy.
Yeah, I want him to lean more into that.
Yeah, that white t-shirt and jeans was, I felt it.
Fine.
I felt that. All right, next we have aespa's new song Forever. I have not heard this, and I am the resident SM girl group fan, so this is a fresh reaction from me too. All right.
I haven't heard it.
Yeah, I don't think any of us have, right? Unless Skylar's. Yeah, no. All right, here we go.
Really haven't.
I'm just.
Oh, it's a song?
Yeah.
Ooh, her eyes. The contacts.
No, they're really pretty. They've gotta be. I think this is a cover of one of their seniors' songs.
I want to sit in a giant swing. They have good voices.
Yeah. Okay. Go, aespa.
I'm not gonna lie. I really thought that their little theme of like having the AIs would be like a huge part of their thing. Oh, well, there we go. That was a little something.
I know, I feel like they pitched it as a bigger deal than it actually is ended up being, which is good, because I think the AI thing was a little weird. So, Red Velvet, if you saw that little robot on the table, Red Velvet fans were freaking out that it was Rev the robot. It was like a Red Velvet, like, cartoon robot, but it's not. Or it is, I don't know. But it was like a huge debate on Twitter.
I'm sure that's just like when anyone has a freaking BT21 plushie.
Okay, go Ning Ning! She's my bias.
She's really pretty. She has an interesting face.
I also like Karina. She's I'll tell you when she comes up. Oh, I like this song. It's cute. That's Karina. That's Giselle, I think. And then the blonde one is Winter.
I don't know how much I like these little...
Yeah, no, I was about to say, I'm not feeling the especially Winter's outfit, I'm not feeling.
They were like, let's throw some wool on it. Like, that'll scream cold in winter, even though they're half of it.
Yeah.
Okay, vocal run.
Let's hope, though, that it's Rev the robot, am I right?
I'm here.
I'm picking at all the scraps. Oh, there they are.
Oh snap! I've never seen anyone's except for that one that was in black and white.
They're in the computer screen light. I think it would have been way cooler if it was their Mii's. You know, from like the Wii. When we start a girls group, that'll be our AIs.
Tell me why me and Skylar were talking about how much a disaster our girl group would be literally 2 days ago.
You know, main rapper Olivia would be the shit. See, it was all cute, and then their weird white-looking AIs popped up.
Yeah, I agree. I was like, okay, I love that. And then, like, their little Sims are like, that was weird.
They look like Fortnite characters.
That was weird.
And they're all like,
I was like, what the fuck?
They're like watching from like their overworld.
The big ones. I was like, oh no. Like, why are they the big ones? I didn't like that.
Yeah, that freaked me out.
Yeah, they got extra big human
They're
size.
like in the computer screen, like.
It was. Yeah. Oh, they're like they're tethered, like they're like animated tether. Literally.
Oh my god, I'm gonna need to see an Us themed music video where their animated characters come out in the orange suits, like.
Yeah.
Hello, Ning Ning.
With the theme music. Oh my god. It was still good though. It was a great music video. It was cute.
Yeah.
They can sing too.
I know. Good for them. I liked it. I should have known. SM girl. If you're an SM, you have to be able to sing. So. But I was like, I didn't really, I didn't really like Black Mamba all that much. So I was like, But now I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them. I like them and I like Stacy.
Do you like them more than Stacy, or Stacy's still the number one?
Stacy So Bad was such a bop. That was like one of my favorite songs of last year. So, no.
Yeah.
But we'll get there.
No.
We'll get there. I want to like them. They're Red Velvet's little sisters, so you know.
There we go.
I want to like them. I like them.
Me with N hyphen. I want to like them.
Oh God, here we go.
I'm gonna get there.
We like Jay and we like Nikki.
We like Jay and Nikki. He sounds cool.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Look, we're gonna get there. We'll get
One
there.
day.
I'll let go of this.
Oh wait, we like the other ones too. It's just some of the choices.
Leave some mystery.
Y'all already said it on the
I'm
show.
just saying. I never said that. Sydney said it. I just said some of the choices were questionable.
It was hard for us to watch Island and then let go of some of the other people.
That's what I was saying. I was talking about the people in the group.
Exactly. That's all. But we're gonna get there. I actually watched their video for Given and Taken on Studio Choom recently because I'm trying. I'm trying.
Giving and taking.
Given and Taken.
I know they had a.
Okay.
That's
really what it's called?
Given and Taken is their debut
Oh, Given.
song.
I didn't know they had a new song. I'll listen to it. Why are you laughing?
That's their debut song.
Giving and Taking.
Oh, that's what it's called?
Yes.
I didn't know.
I'm laughing at the name. Giving and Taking.
I know. Given, taken. Given. I mean,
At least
I don't
it's not
think
giving and
kept like you
receiving.
guys.
That would be worse.
Shut up.
Shut your mouth.
I know.
Your
Why
filthy
they're
mouth.
minor. They're minor.
It's not them. It's the song name. I would have laughed at that when I was 15 too. Probably even more.
To be fair, it's
Jay,
given, taken.
yeah. Jay's doing something. I'm really proud of him.
Yeah, he worked so
given.
hard. Too.
I know. He was really going through it. I'm really proud of him.
He's American too.
Hey, we rooting for the American ones.
Mark released. Is he releasing or did he release his second YouTube video? One of the two. I'm gonna go watch it in a second.
Yeah, everyone.
I would love to watch.
Subscribe to us, then subscribe to Mark Twan.
Yep.
Yeah.
He reached 2 million subscribers already.
Wow. Jenny reached 5 million subscribers already, so.
Ooh, Jenny's a bad
Alright, that's it for today's SOCS. I hope you enjoyed. If you watched this and you liked it, give us a follow on Twitch and on Twitter. Subscribe to us on YouTube if you're watching it over there. And you can listen to the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Bye.